This is Fowl Players Radio, your podcast for arts, entertainment, and pop culture. Welcome. My name is Michael Spedden, your host. Every episode features fun, fascinating stories about people in the performing arts, actors, authors, dancers, writers, musicians, athletes, you name it. Folks who are center stage, backstage, on camera, or behind the scenes. Sit back and listen. Let's have some fun. Fowl Players Radio is a proud production of the Fowl Players Group and the official podcast of the Fowl Players of Perryville.
Hello, my name is Gunhild Carling, and you are listening to Fowl Players Radio, and I am interviewed here, so tune in.
Hello, this is John Piet,
Kevin Schmidt,
and Jerry Bozick.
And we're August, a little band from Virginia. You can hear our story, other stories from the legendary Baltimore, D.C. music scene, and much, much more with Michael Spedden on Fowl Players Radio. You can find it at www.fowlplayersradio.com, on YouTube, and wherever you find podcasts online. Keep rocking.
Hi, this is Kim of Kim's Crypt, and you're listening to Fowl Players Radio.
This is A.D. Adams, and you are tuned in to Fowl Players Radio with your host, Michael Spedden.
Yeah, hi, this is David Simmons from DC Star, and I am just encouraging all of you to tune in to Michael Spedden's show on Fowl Players Radio and love the rock and roll of the past and the art of the future.
And welcome back, folks. Tonight's guest is Gunhild Carling. Gunhild is an amazing jazz and swing musician from Sweden who's now living in the United States. I met Gunhild last summer at the Havre Jazz and Blues Festival when I emceed for her and her band, and her performance was absolutely amazing. She's currently on a U.S. tour that will extend through the spring of 2023 and will stop in quite a few cities in Maryland, Pennsylvania, New York. That's my neck of the woods. No matter where you are, it is worth going to see Gunhild Carling. Trust me on that, folks. She is one of the best show people I've ever seen in my life. For more information on Gunhild Carling, including tour dates and merchandise, please see www.gunhildcarling.net. If you're watching this, you're likely watching this on our YouTube channel, and you can see that I have the greatest face on the internet for radio. Here's some exciting news. Over the next few months, we will be relaunching many of our classic episodes off of our audio channel and moving them over to YouTube. And they're going to be there for you to see. You can watch them and listen to them on YouTube as well as hear them because they're not moving off of our old site either. Fowl Players Radio can always be heard at www.fowlplayersradio.com. But now, starting with season 9, and then we're going to start to backtrack through some other seasons and bring back classic episodes, you'll be able to see them on YouTube soon too. www.fowlplayersradio.com, and remember on YouTube, look up Fowl Players Radio. The Fowl Players of Perryville, we still have a few shows left this fall. We want to see you. We will be performing on the Western Maryland Scenic Railroad on October 29th and also New Year's Eve. And we also have some shows at a brand new room for us, Fifth Company Brewing in beautiful downtown Perryville. The one thing I love about this venue, it's only a block and a half from my house. So, hey, you can't go wrong with that. But I've been in there. The food is great. All the beers that they have are great, and it's well worth the trip up here. We have Murder Mysteries on October 21st, November 12th, and December 10th. Tickets are available at fifthcompanybrewing.com. Also, you can get them at www.fowlplayersofperryville.com. Come on out. We'd love to see you. Stick around. Gunhild Carling will be right up, right after these words.
Hi, this is Bud Becker, and you're listening to Fowl Players Radio.
And folks, welcome back to another episode of Fowl Players Radio. Michael Spedden here. And tonight, my guest is Gunhild Carling. I met Gunhild last summer at the Havre Jazz and Blues Fest. I was the MC for that event, and she came on stage and blew the roof off of the Star Center in Havre. Just did a wonderful job, put on a great show. and I was able to get her to agree to come on Fowl Players Radio to talk to us tonight. So welcome, Gunhild. It's great to see you again.
Oh, thanks for inviting me. I was very glad, and yeah, I'm glad. Hello.
Well, great to have you. Great to have you. So I was looking on your website, and it looks like you've been playing quite a bit. You've got a lot of dates lined up between throughout the winter and getting into the springtime, huh?
Oh yeah, it's a lot, almost every day. But I'm also recording a record right now.
Oh boy.
Um, I have been in New York and recorded it, so now I'm just doing the after work, like what kind of reverb or things like the feel. Or
Certainly.
something. So that's
Certainly.
what I'm doing now, and then I have an interview with you, and then I was unicycling with my daughter because we were filming in the park here, and now. And then I play in the weekend, and then I go on tour with Postmodern Jukebox. And then after that, I have my own tour. So I'm going all over America here.
It looks like it. I was just looking at your dates. It looks like you're going to be coming back to the east part of the country after the first of the year, or actually in December. I see you've got some dates in Hagerstown, Maryland, Bethesda, Philadelphia, New York City, quite a bit. That's great. I'm really going to plug these dates for you here. We're going to have to, definitely get some people out. I got to tell you folks, the show is amazing. The show is absolutely amazing, and you're going to absolutely love it. So this is something well worth seeing. I'll tell you that right now.
So much.
So when I saw you, you had a band up there with you, and you had your daughter with you. And tell me a little bit about this. It looks like you came up performing with your family for most of your life, whether it be your parents and your siblings, and now I believe you perform with your children as well quite a bit. Tell me a bit about that.
I perform with my kids and my family, and I started to play with my siblings and parents when I was small, and we rehearsed a lot, and it was a good band. And now it's since I want the kids to be by my side, so I have them. My daughter plays trombone and my son plays drums. But the most important thing is that you like to have the magic, and that you feel that you have fun doing something. So right now I feel very fortunate because the music I love, I play jazz music, and I play with the people I love. Like, I have professional musicians, but my families are also in the show. And in Sweden, back in Sweden, I have a big family. I have 3 siblings, and they have kids, and I have my mom playing banjo. So we are a group of 10 people. And here in America, I play with fantastic musicians, and then my kids and my family is by the side and playing also. And actually, they are little stars. And then sometimes if I play nearby my house, also their friends. So we are a big orchestra.
That's interesting. That's interesting. It said, and I was reading some articles about you just to kind of get some information on your background. And it said that you started off, your family were, a family of performers, musicians, and they did other things besides music. Is that correct?
Yeah, my parents are musicians, but they also had regular jobs when I was a kid, because my father, he was home. He was not out playing or touring. So he skipped every band and concert just to be with his kids.
Oh, okay.
And then we started playing together when I was like 7, 8, and then we became a band and was touring.
Oh, okay. Okay. I also saw that you said that you've never been to a music teacher.
Oh, that's actually true. So all these things like IDs and all this, because I was very small. My father, he had an idea that I shall find my own voice with music. I shall not have a teacher. I shall have, like, the music shall come to me, and like things like this. So I found things out. I was listening to records, and I was listening listening myself to other musicians, and I was like, aha, okay, I see what you do, and I try to do myself. So it's different, but yeah.
And it looks like there was a lot of different. I mean, you play. It's I'm seeing about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 12, about 15 different instruments. Is that correct, or is there more than
No,
that?
it's more than that, but a lot of them are medieval and Renaissance and Baroque instruments that
Right, right.
probably people don't know by name and so. But I play crumhorn and shawn and play harp and so. But from the regular instruments, it's trombone, trumpet, and those instruments I perform with, I consider I have like a voice with, because when it comes to jazz, you must have a special, unique tone, and you must have so you must have a tone and a phrasing that is like has traditions, but you must have a unique. So you must hear, oh, it sounds like, wow, like this certain artist, but with a new touch. So yeah, I must have a unique tone. Which I think I have a little unique tone on trombone, trumpet, and recorder. I have some own ideas on harp. Something I perform a lot with piano, but I don't consider myself as a piano player, because like the level is is higher than that. And I also play a lot of medieval instruments where I actually have like little something to say. And I play harmonica, I tap dance, and I sing. And a very important instrument in this whole thing is that I write arrangements. So I have learned, I've been writing for big bands and symphony orchestras, and mainly for jazz bands. So I can write arrangements as well, which I'm very glad of, because I do it all the time. I do it every day.
Interesting. I wanted to ask you too. Your daughter performs with you. I saw her at the Star Center during the Jazz Fest. Now, how old is your daughter?
She's 17.
17.
Yeah, she's 17.
Wow,
And
she's a hell of a musician. She's a hell of a musician for her age.
Yeah, she was out there. She was always by my side when she was smaller. And then when she started school, she has been home, because my husband, when the kids started school, he has been home taking care of the kids. And I have been out touring. And so like since they were in my kids were in age of 7, they were not with me all the time as before school. She has been on stage. She was literally falling asleep on stage.
I've been watching your YouTube videos, and I can see your daughter, much younger, and as she's getting older and everything, performing with you in the different videos, and you have a son that performs with you on the drums.
Yes, he's 14.
Oh, okay.
And so my daughter, she is very much she has this understanding for style. My son, though, he has another like energy. So he has been listening to rock, and when he plays, so a part of the fun thing when we perform is that he believes that he's placed in like Rolling Stones for 70,000 people. So he's playing like, and everyone in the audience can see that he's like going on, and he's so intense, and he's so into it and passionate about every little, and then little on the wood block and so. And actually, we are playing for a very small crowd, like it's a couple of hundreds, but he is like storming on like it was 70,000 people, which is funny too. I hope he will have his illusion for long.
Right. I saw that, and one of the things that I'd mentioned when I introduced you at the Jazz and Blues Fest, I said that you'd even performed in front of the King of Sweden. And I said, if I had performed in front of a king, that's something I'd never forget. But let's make this performance in Havre de Grace something Gunhild is never going to forget. Give her a big round of applause. a big welcome. Now, what was it like? I mean, that must have been a big honor to be asked to perform for the King of Sweden. It was his Ruby Jubilee, 40 years on the throne. What was that like for you? I mean, were you, I guess it must have been a thrill.
Okay, so the true answer is that, look, so the biggest thing of it all is the honor to play for the king. But there is someone in the team behind the king in the court that like me, because there are thousands and thousands of artists. So there is someone who likes me. So the team behind a big person is always the most important. And they say, okay, we shall have someone, do you want Gunhild to play or somebody else? And he picks then after. So that's how it is. And at first we played at the castle with my whole family and the big band. We played at the castle when he was celebrating 40 years at the throne. And so the whole Stockholm could be there because it was on the castle, but outside. So there were 10,000 people, and so it was a great party. And then 2 years later, he celebrated 70 years birthday. And I was invited with the Stockholm Symphony Orchestra to play one song, and a lot of other artists played. And there he was in the front. So I think the king, he sees new performances every day. So whoever I play for, it's very important that this person and everybody, they feel like, oh, wow, I feel good. I am a winner because this was very good and the audience around me love it. So I don't only play for the king, I play for the whole crowd. So we are all a unit together. So they play. Oh, I had some powder here on my hand. All right. Okay, so we are a unit all together, and if I can create this fantastic feeling in the room, it will be like everyone will feel fantastic, and it will be nice, and everyone will be happy, and that's the most important.
Yeah.
And of course, not to think that, oh, this is so like, this is the performance of my life, and get nervous and stiff and, totally. You shall say, you have to think it's just an ordinary performance. Nothing.
Right. I understand what you mean by that. I definitely do. Are you going to be touring over in Europe as well as, after you tour here in the United States?
Yeah, I will go back next summer. From May to September, I used to tour in Europe, and on the winter, I am in America.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't know anything about the future, but this is my plan.
Sure. Now, how many countries have you performed in during your career?
I was very glad to play all countries in Europe. And I have been to Asia, to Japan and Korea and Thailand. And I have been to South America and North America, and Canada. So yeah, I've been around.
You've been all over the world. How many languages do you speak?
In Sweden and in Europe, we have to learn in school a lot of languages so we can communicate. So we learn, except for our own language, we try to learn. We all learn English, and we all learn French, German, Spanish, and Italian and Russian. We can choose, but it's good to know, at least have a little knowledge of 3 languages.
Yeah, I would say, when going through Europe, I would say, French, Spanish, and German, you really can't go wrong over there. I think everybody in just about every country over there, somebody speaks one of those 3. as well as English too. I understand that in Europe, learning English is a priority in schools growing up.
Yeah, so we have to read English. It's
Yeah.
very important.
Mhm.
And then you can choose. I always was reading Greek and Latin and
Oh,
Sanskrit
interesting.
and Finnish and Lithuania because I'm interested in languages because they is like music. They are related to each other in
Hmm.
certain magic way. So I like that.
Wow. Wow. Wanted to ask too, you're touring here. Do you have any places, any venues in America that are your favorite, or do you have any favorite cities that you really enjoy performing in?
Birdland in New York, they gave me a home and a platform. So I will never forget that. That will always be my like second home.
Hmm.
I got there once and it was sold out, and the owner said, "Oh, I like sold out. You can come here as often as you like,
Hmm.
anytime." And then I also have I have because I live in California. California has really taken good care of me.
Oh
I have,
yeah.
yeah, it's fantastic. But and I'm very glad for Postmodern Jukebox, which they have taken me around to almost like every place, every state except for Alaska. I could have been going to Alaska, but I was busy that day.
Hmm.
That yeah, it would have been a dream come true to be to Alaska. But every other state I was, from Hawaii to Puerto Rico.
Interesting. Interesting. I see that. Let me see. You've got some shows in my neck of the woods around Maryland and Pennsylvania. I'm going to try to catch you again. I definitely want to see you perform again. I'm going to come out. I'm going to find one of these shows. I mean, I'm a performer too, and one thing that you run into, you find is can be a problem sometimes is when you're a performer, friend of yours is performing, you can't always go see your friends because you've got a show that night yourself. I'm gonna have to
Like
find
that.
a night where I'm not performing to come see you. um yep. So it looks like you've got a couple of instruments there with you. You've got your trombone and you're sitting in front of a piano.
Yeah, and I have a trumpet here as well.
Hmm.
And yeah, I have a few instruments. Shall I play something?
If you'd like, I would be honored.
Yeah. Okay,
Hmm.
so wait a second. I'm just recording this song right now. I just go
Mhm.
get my trumpet.
Okay. Getting multi instruments tonight, folks.
Okay, so I have this trumpet here, and I have the cornet here.
Hmm.
So I composed a song called Good Evening Cats. So I'm going to begin. I'm recording it right now.
Okay.
Not right now, but today.
Sure.
I can go over to a cornet solo after that. Okay, so I comes the modulation.
Yeah.
Good evening, cats. Oh, what a lovely night. Feel the atmosphere. I wanna hold you tight. Watch the stars holding hands. Hear the music play and listen to the band. So delighted on here and excited to hear what melodies you will request. Let me begin with good evening to the east and good morning to the west. At last, you know my name is Carling, but you can call me darling. Just fill my heart with love. And then it's changed key again.
Oh, wow. That's great. I love it. I love it.
Okay, you know what we lack now, what we miss still. I go get it.
Mm-hmm.
What?
I never thought we'd get a free concert. I love it.
I actually love it too. Okay, so then I have a whole big band playing, and I go get my next instrument, and let's see where I should put them. It's a little surprise what I'm going to play. Okay, and now.
Wow.
That's my medieval recorder.
Mm-hmm.
Now over to. And so we yeah, that's it.
That's great. I'm a harmonica player myself. I play guitar, bass, and harmonica.
You should
And
have told me, then I would have played better.
yeah. And I really, the one thing I wanted to tell you, a couple of things. I didn't want to interrupt you while you were playing. I mean, first of all, that recorder, that was incredible. I've only seen recorders played by children. And I mean, I saw you play it at the show that I was at, but I've only seen recorders played by children, and they're just learning how to play basic things. But you just completely, wow. I've never seen anybody play a recorder like that. And another thing too, with I've always been fascinated by the trombone. I've never played one before, but I mean, it's just, I guess you're doing it all by ear, right? I mean, where you're positioning the slide and everything when you're playing. It's kind of done by ear. I mean, it's not like you're looking at a guitar where you have frets or anything. I guess you really have to kind of use your ears to figure out how to play it.
Yeah, so that is how I do with everything I do, including tap dancing. I figure out I haven't prepared anything, so I have the line in my
Mhm.
head, and I just create it. And sometimes it sounds good, and sometimes it's just like, oh, I missed my competence.
Yeah, that happens to all of us, I think. I think that happens to all of us.
No, it took so long time for me because, okay, I'm going to play trumpet now and show you something. It took so long. It took 40 years for me to find out that think before you try to nail a high note. Because, okay, so think 2 seconds if you have embouchure to do it. Because so many times I was okay. I used to end a song on a high F, like E flat concert pitch. But as Armstrong do, because I've heard Armstrong play like that, I shall play that too. But the thing is, like I was. It took 40 years for me to agree with myself. Okay, think now. Or do you have ambusher to take the high note, or shall we end on a more safe note?
Right.
And now, like, yeah, 2 seconds of thinking is not unhealthy. It can be, but it's not unhealthy.
Yeah, I was looking at your calendar, and I see that some of the dates you have listed on your tour, you're going to be performing as, the Gunhild Carling band. And then I see Gunhild Carling and PMJ. And then I see you're performing with a symphony orchestra down in Mississippi. What is and I see that you're bringing the family with you. That's going to be in
next summer.
Yeah, that's going to be next summer in Malung Sverige. Is that
Sweden.
Oh, Sweden?
Yeah, that is Sweden. That is Europe.
Okay.
The calendar is not complete, but I do several gigs with several bands. So my own band, it's like a 9-piece band. So I have piano, bass, drums, guitar, and banjo. Four rhythms. And then I have me playing several instruments. And then I have a trombone and 2 saxophones. So we have 4 horns and 4 rhythms. And then when I'm here in California, I also have one girl playing ukulele, because we sing 3 parts, like Andrew's sister's thing. So we used to be 9 people in my band.
I see.
It costs to be a star.
I see. Yeah. I wanted to, another thing.
Yeah, when I'm out on tour, I would say 8 people.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. So I wanted to ask, some things that I ask rock bands are you familiar with the movie This Is Spinal Tap?
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh, okay. One thing that I ask a lot of the rock bands that I have on is if you've had any Spinal Tap moments on stage. Have you ever performed anywhere and something went horribly wrong? Or
my whole life is Spinal Tap. I cannot watch that movie because it's too similar to my life.
Do you have any examples?
Oh, it's just the whole thing. Like, not exactly. It's just how it is. Is that everybody else is laughing. I am kind of, I don't know. I don't cry, but it's cringe.
I think if you're a musician, everybody's had their moments like that, from time to time, where something just, no matter how hard you try, something just goes awfully wrong.
I would say I would say, like, the 2 important things with art is that you have the artists that are totally, like, everything is feeling and passion in a mix, that you have like the absolute most advanced technology, and you have big stages. You have like only for a small production like mine, you have like you have this latest, you have lights and sounds, and everything is so important, and it's like you must have buses and a crew and everything. And this like these 2 authorities, that you have this, like, everything is on the second, and then you have like a total, like, passion related person who I cannot sing today because I don't feel good. Like this in combination with high technology, and everything must like a normal factory or a working place. So I think this is why people identify them so much with this movie.
I think it's really a great thing that you are, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that really appreciate the fact that you're really doing a lot to preserve this type of jazz that you perform. I mean, it's definitely an old genre. It's definitely an old type of music. But there's a lot of history with it, a lot of great performers. And I think it's really great that, maybe a lot of younger people may not know it very well, but I think the way that you present it is just great. And I think you're doing a great job to preserve it for people. What do you think about that?
Thanks for saying that. I don't know. So this is the best music in my eyes that
Hmm.
was ever created. It's not so easy to revive it,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's not impossible.
Hmm.
I'm very glad for playing this. I love it so much. I love the old traditional jazz and swing. Like I listen to mainly classic jazz and so. Um, yeah, and people seem to love these songs, so I
Hmm.
love them. As I used to say, I'm never insecure because I come with a lot of instruments like a cornet and so,
Hmm.
but I come with a bag full of thousands of great songs, and
Hmm.
people they will love these songs. It's like it's a misbehaving. No one to talk with all by myself. All of me. Why not take all of me? Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Stars shining bright above you. Some of these days you're gonna miss me, honey. I'm the sheep of Araby. Endless source of
Hmm.
quality music that I come with. So
Sure.
it feels very good.
Mhm. Is there anybody that you've ever dreamed of working with or collaborating with?
I have new dreams every day. So what was my dream today? Let me see. I'm going to do this recording that I'm doing now. And then I want to record one with only a symphony orchestra because I've written a lot for music
Hmm.
for strings and symphony orchestras. And then I'm going to record a big band recording, and I mean, hopefully I can collaborate with a fantastic big band. I don't know.
Hmm.
But yeah, I have new dreams every day.
Oh yeah, it sounds like it. It sounds like it. Is there anybody in particular, maybe one of your contemporaries that you really happen to admire?
Um, yeah, there are a lot. The first person that came into my mind was Trombone Short. I don't know why, but I think I think he's very good.
Hmm.
But I don't think of someone particularly. Not right now. I
Sure, 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 sure.
Can I wait with the answer?
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely, absolutely. Absolutely. So you've got plenty of dates to be, that you're going to be back out on the road. You're touring all over the country, said until the summertime, and then you're going back over to Europe. And folks, I highly recommend seeing Gunhild Carling. If you see her coming to town, it's well worth, the price of admission. And I tell you what, you're not going to leave that auditorium disappointed. I mean, it's just a wonderfully done show, lots of energy. The music is just wonderful, highly entertaining, highly entertaining. I see that you've gotten some awards in the past as well. I was looking at a couple of things where it said that you were the Scanian of the Year in 2014. I'm not
yeah.
sure what a Scanian is. Is that a Scandinavian maybe, or is that a, am I
So in
wrong?
the area where I'm from, so they vote. In 14, I was in Dancing with the Stars. I was on TV and on the headlines every day.
Hmm.
And I was making radio programs, and then I was voted the Woman of the Year. And so it was a good year.
Yeah, it looks like
I
it.
mean, for TV and radio and such things.
Hmm. You've won the Anita O'Day Award. Um, the Kobe Jazz Street Award. I mean, this is great. I mean, that's I can see why you're winning awards, having seen you perform in the past. It's really yeah, that's really good here. I see that you also got a write-up in Broadway World magazine the other day.
Yeah, it was I made a show in and Birdland was that.
Mhm.
And the magazines they wrote that like it was another magazine, and it was like fantastic. It was like the show of the year, and I just had fantastic. So I had to post it.
Mhm.
It was like unbelievable.
Yep. And it
And
looks like
so
you were there with the family too. That was
I
the
was there with my
yeah.
family, yes. But I must say, so many dreams came true here in the States. I have really been thankful for what everything I have
Mhm.
seen and people I've met and things that happen. It's been fantastic, actually.
Mhm. What was it like for you to make the move to come to live in America?
I always have the music with me. The difference that what I didn't know is that I could have known it, but it was like a surprise to me that America is way bigger than Europe. So
Mhm.
it's long travel, long travel, and it's a different climate.
Mhm.
It's more like tornadoes, and it's more like rainstorm and wildfires. Like it's much more dramatic climate
Mhm.
in America than in Europe, where it like rains and then it's sunshine, and then it rains and it's sunshine, and then like
Mhm.
the opposite. But and then it gets very cold, like super cold, and then super hot, and so so that was also a shock, the weather. And another thing that is different is the fan culture that is not so common in Europe. Like I have fans, they communicate with each other and they travel here, there, and everywhere to see the show, and they are like the fans are like a family of their own. So
Mhm.
they are like, oh, are you coming to this? So someone can come from Minneapolis and go to a show in Las Vegas.
Mhm.
They travel like 10 hours to come to a show. The show is also an excuse. Like I play in Las Vegas. Okay, we go there and gamble and see the.
Absolutely, yeah. Oh, they do that here. They definitely do that. They do it for concerts. They do it for sporting events. That's quite common here. Um,
Yeah, the
yeah.
fan culture is new and fantastic.
Mhm. That's well. I would say that. Well, that's great. I'm glad that you're experiencing that. People that are coming to see you from all over and being willing to travel something. I tell you, it makes all that hard work worth it, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, I don't see it as work.
Right.
I play music, and you become a musician if someone wants to listen to your music.
Hmm.
And since I have audience listening to my music, I'm very thankful.
Hmm.
I feel very glad for that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Gunhild, it's been an honor having you on the show. I've been looking forward to having you on for a while here. And ever since I saw you perform in Havre Grace, it was, like I said, a wonderful show. I had my wife and a couple of friends with us. They absolutely loved it too. And I'd like to thank you. Is there anything that you would like to promote before we wrap it up?
Uh, now I'm promoting myself and my concerts, my records, my tours, my is there something you think of? Oh, my horns. I
Hmm.
I I am very glad. So one thing, I'd had a dream. I wanted to have an endorsement with King, and
Hmm.
I am a King artist. That's really cool.
Oh,
Proud of that.
that's great. That's great. An endorsement by King, and they were they make. I've seen King for a long time. They're making instruments forever. Um,
Yeah.
yep. So your website is gunhildcarling.net,
Yeah, it
and
is.
Are there any other websites or anything you'd like to promote or let us know what they are?
Oh, my YouTube channel is my, what is
Oh,
that called? Flagship or something like that. My YouTube channel, this summer I had 1 million listeners a month. So now,
wonderful.
yeah, it's fantastic. I'm so proud of that. And YouTube sent me an award of, wow, you are fantastic.
Mhm.
And then my Instagram is also, I'm active every day. And
Mhm.
I'm have the most followers on Facebook. So I have like almost, I don't remember if it was 300,000 or 400,000. I don't remember, but it's a lot. And I love them all, my fans and my family and my friends, my music. It's everything.
Mhm. I follow you on YouTube, and you do post every day because I get the alerts on my phone when you post something. And I know very well that you're putting a lot of content out there, and it's all good. It's all great. I love seeing it, you know?
Yeah, I'm thinking now because of the situation in the world, I was stuck with news reports, like because, and then I found out that, oh, if everyone else is also watching news, it's actually not so very good news.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
which- no, so it means I need to live stream more music, more and
Mhm.
more and more music. My dream is actually that my YouTube channel shall be running 24/7. So I'm gathering films and music and photos. So when I don't stream live a video, it will be like music that I record with both jazz band and symphony orchestras and marching bands and big bands and everything you can imagine. So a mix of music rolling and with photos from my life. You know, as I have been working, grew up on a circus. That's why my English has so much accent, because I learned English actually growing up on a circus.
Mhm.
And it was a lot of Spanish people and Russian people and people from South America.
Mhm.
So that is why I have this mix when I speak English.
Sure, sure. Yeah, I noticed that a little bit. You know, I did notice that a little bit. It sounded like you had a little bit of a Spanish type of accent, as well as the other
Eh,
things that you'd mentioned.
Yeah, there's a little maybe Polish or so,
Mhm.
because the Swedish accent in English I also have, but
Mhm.
it's a little different. It's like we sing when we talk.
Yeah, yeah, yes, I agree with that. I agree with that. You sure do. You sure do. So, well, folks, thank you again, Gunhild. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's been wonderful to speak with you. I got a nice little concert to enjoy, my own personal concert, which actually my listeners are going to get to hear as well once I release this episode, and it'll be out there. Again, thank you so much for being here. And
I was playing cocktail music behind your talk.
oh, sure, go right ahead. Go right ahead. We'll see if it. I'm not sure if it would work well over Zoom, but let's go ahead. Ready? So,
So
folks, thank you for tuning in and listening to Gunhild Carling. For her dates, go to her website, www.gunhildcarling.net. You can also buy her music and her merchandise there. And by looking at all these dates she has listed, folks, she's definitely coming to a town near you sometime soon. So, Gunhild, thank you again. And folks, thank you all for listening. This is Fowl Players Radio, and we'll see you next time.
Hi, this is Paul Castiglia, and you're listening to Fowl Players Radio, the one-stop shop for all your pop culture needs.
Hi, everybody. Dwight Weems from Gaz the Fun Band, and you're watching and listening to Fowl Players Radio.
And folks, thank you for sticking around tonight and watching Gunhild Carling on Fowl Players Radio. Again, go to her website, www.gunhildcarling.net. Find a date where she's coming close to your town and go see her. I tell you, she is well worth the price of admission. Just a wonderful, high energy, excellent musicianship show. Definitely go out and see her, www.gunhildcarling.net. Thank you all for sticking around and listening to Fowl Players Radio tonight. We'll be back next week with another episode. www.fowlplayersradio.com. Also, remember, we have a few murder mystery shows left for the fall and going into the winter. www.fowlplayersofperryville.com. We hope to see you soon, folks. Take care.